So today we're going to talk about volume of cylinders, and we're also going to be talking about volume of pyramids. So remember yesterday we found out that we learned that volume is equal to the area of the base times the height. So we're still going to be using that information. But now look at your cylinder. Okay, we've talked about this before. We talked surface area. What is my base? Well, it's a circle. How do I find the area of a circle? That's going to be pi r squared, right? So when we find the volume, we're going to take the area of the base times the height. Well, what's going to be my base? Well, it's going to be pi r squared. That's going to be my base, and then I'm going to take it times the height. So we're going to find the area of the circle, the area of the base, and then we're going to take it times the height. Okay, so for instance, on this one right here, the volume, again, is area of the base times the height. So my base is going to be a circle, so it's pi r squared h. So we have pi. Now remember, we have to know the radius. Okay? So the radius, oh yay, they gave it to us, is 2.2 squared times a height of 4.5. We take out our calculator, and remember, in order to square it, we use this button right over here. See that button? So we're going to take 2.2 squared times the height, 4.5, and that gives us 21.78 pi. Let's see if they tell us that we need to round. Nope. But down here in the problems, it says round to the nearest tenth. So that's what we're going to do here. So that means we need to multiply pi out. So we leave our 21.78 on our calculator, and we multiply times 3.14. And we get the lovely number of 68.3892. Round it to the nearest tenth. Here's the tenths place. So I look behind it. If it's 4 or above, give it a shove. So 68.4 feet. And because we're in volume, it's always cubed. And we learned that cubed, not squared. We learned that because it's how many cubes would fit in it. And as you can see with a cylinder, blocks won't work in there because we have rounded edges. Okay. On the next one, it says, find the volume of a cylinder that has a diameter of 8.5. Now for me, whenever I'm doing this, I think it's easier to draw a picture. So to draw a cylinder, we draw an oval, which would be called an ellipse. Then we go straight down from that. And then we make a curve down here at the bottom, and it continues on around to the other side. This time it says my diameter, so my whole diameter right there, the whole diameter, whole way across, is going to be 8.5. And my height is 25. Okay, we're going to find the volume. Volume is equal to the area of the base times the height. The base is a circle, so that's going to be pi r squared h. Look at that. We have an r squared here, but we have a diameter. So that's our diameter. We're going to have to find the radius by dividing by 2. So we get 4.25, right? Let me double check my math. 8.5 divided by 2. Yay, I did it right, 4.25. So now let's plug that in. Pi times 4.25 squared times my height. Okay, take out your calculator. 4.2, oh, I have it right there, 4.25 squared times 25, and they said round to the nearest tenth, so we know we're going to multiply by 3.14, and we get 1417.906, blah, 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 because we only need to round to the nearest tenth. So that would be 1417.0, look behind it, 4 below, let it go, so it's just going to be 0.9. And what was this? Feet. So feet cubed. Yay! Okay, but it really is helpful if you draw a picture first. Okay, here we go. We're just going to go through these, and I would love it if sometimes you just pause yours and see if you get the same answer. And if you want to do that, just pause yours, go through and do these 6 problems, and then come back and watch the video. And at that point, you can even kind of play it on a faster speed and see if you get the same answer. If you don't get the same answer, rewind and go back and see what I did. Okay, so volume here area of the base times the height. And again, we're on cylinder, so pi r squared h. So we get pi times r, and yay, they gave us a radius this time, times the height. Handy dandy calculator. 6.5 squared. Okay, do you want to watch me? Okay, so just in case you're not sure what to do, we're going to go 6.5 squared times 12 times pi, which is 3.14, which is what we're using for it. And we get 1,591.98. Okay, and we're going to round to the nearest tenth. So I'm going to write this one down. 1591.98. Round to the nearest tenth. So on this one, we have to do is look behind it. We're going to give it a shove, right? Well, if we give this one a shove, it gives this one a shove. So 1592.0. And we want that 0.0 to show that we round it to the nearest tenth. It's going to be 0 because we give this one a shove, it goes to 10. And that's going to be centimeters cubed. Okay? Good. Next one. We have a radius, we have a height. And again, feel free to just pause it. We know the area is a circle. The base is a circle, so we're going to use pi r squared h. So pi times the radius squared times the height. Take out your calculator. And I got 210.593 blah 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 tenths. So 210 point, give it a shove, inches cubed. Okay, now this one, we don't have a picture, but it gives us the radius and it gives us the height. And we know that volume is area of the base times the height. The base is a circle because I talk about a radius, so pi r squared h. It's an interesting pi. Okay, so we're going to have pi times radius squared times height. Take your calculator. $15.9198 blah 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 blah. Round to the nearest tenth. 5 or above, give it a shove, so 15.9 meters cubed. Okay, and seriously, I would have stopped on one of those. So here we go now. Ooh, they're trying to be tricky. They gave us a diameter, but we're better than that. That's the diameter. So the radius has to be half of that. So take 6.8, divide it by 2, we get 3.4. So volume is equal to the area of the base, which is a circle. So we're going to have pi times radius squared times the height. Calculator. $326.68 blah blah blah, because we're rounding to the nearest tenth. So we give it a shove, because 8 is bigger than 5, so we're going to give that one a shove. Feet cubed. Don't let me put that squared on there. Okay? But notice if we're given a diameter, we have to find the radius. Go. Do the next one. I'm going to just sit here because I want to see if you'll do it by yourself. Go. So here we go. Pi r squared h, because it's the area of the base. So pi times the radius. They gave us a diameter again. So the radius would be half of that. So 2.1 divided by 2 is 1.05 times the height. Okay, sorry about that, number 6. Put it in your calculator. $10.3855 blah blah blah. Round to the nearest tenth. Meters, 10.4 meters squared. Good. Okay, now the only difference with this one is they don't give us a picture. They give us a diameter. So what do we have to find first? That's right, the radius. So half of 11 would be 5.5. Okay, go. Do that one. Did you try it yet? Do it. Try it. Try it. Did you get 569.91? So when you round that, it's going to be 570.0 centimeters cubed. Okay, so that's how to find the volume of a cylinder. We're now going to go to the back of the page, and we're going to do the volume of a pyramid. And what I'd really like you to do is go watch this video, because you're going to see where the formula, why it really works out that way. So I'm going to pause this for a second and suggest that you go out to the video. I'm going to see if I can make that work. So I'm hoping this works, but it doesn't look like it's going to. I wanted to play this video and see if it would show it to you at the same time. Oh, good. It's going to work. Okay, so it's showing you a cube right there, and then it's showing you there's a cone. And keep watching. What's going to happen? It's going to show you where the formula comes from. So you see a cone on the left, a pyramid on the left, and you see a rectangular prism on the right. They're filling up the cone with water, and they're going to dump it into the prism. And they're going to put that pyramid down there. Sorry, I keep on calling the cone pyramid. Okay, so we put 2 in. It's almost full. So when they put in 3, what that shows you is 3 pyramids to fill the prism. 3 pyramids. So that means how much, if I compare the pyramid to the prism, how many pyramids would I need? So hopefully what you saw is that if it took 3 pyramids to fill the 3 pyramids to fill the prism, how could I write it as far as a prism? And that's what this is saying, a pyramid. So the volume of a pyramid is 1/3 that of a prism. Remember when we did prisms, it was area of the base times the height. Well, now what we're saying is if it is a pyramid, it's going to be 1/3 area of the base times the height. And you heard me keep saying something about a cone. Well, that's because a cone does the same thing. So here we go. What we're going to do is we're going to find the volume of the pyramid, round to the nearest tenth. So volume is equal to 1/3 the area of the base times the height. So 1/3 the area of the base. Well, what is the base? It's a rectangle. Okay? A rectangle, to find the area of a rectangle, is length times width. Okay? Or base times height. So I'm going to take and multiply 4.3. I don't know about you, but I kind of have that song stuck in my head, that trumpet playing from that video. Okay, I'm going to take the area of the base, which is length times width, times my height. And my height of my pyramid is always going to be this inside part. And see how it's perpendicular down here? So I'm just going to multiply that times 11. So now I'm going to multiply this. And to tell you the truth, I'm going to multiply all 3 of these and then divide by 3. So I'm going to take 4.2 times 3.2 times 11. I'm going to find that answer, and then I'm going to divide by 3. That's the same as multiplying by 1/3. Now you can just enter from left to right if you want to. So I'm going to divide that by 3, and I get 49.28. And that's what I get, but it says round to the nearest tenth. So I actually have to round here, so 49.3 meters, and it's volume, so it's cubed. Okay? So now here we go. On this one, we're going to still use 1/3 area of the base times the height. But look at what my base is. My base is a triangle. So I'm going to have to take 1/2 base times height. So I have 1/3, oh my, look at this, 1/2 times the base, which is 5, times the height of the base, which is 4. Do you see that right in there? That's the height. That shape right, that line right in there. I'm going to multiply by 4, and then I'm going to take it times the height, and the height of the entire pyramid is 8. So we always have to look to see what our base is so we can determine that. Now we're going to multiply all this stuff. To tell you the truth, I would take half of the 4, get a 2, take that times 5 is 10, take that times 8, divide by 3. Okay? So, I'm just going to leave that 1/3. I'm going to multiply all this. So half of 4 is 2. And I'm going to take 2 times 5, which is 10. Okay, so in here gives me 10, or take 5 times 4, which is 20. So that's 80. So I'm going to take 80, divide it by 3, and I get 26.66666666. But they said round to the nearest tenth. So 26.66 ... round to the nearest tenth. So give it a shove, 26.7 yards cubed. Good. Okay, here we go. And at any time, if you want to pause your video and do it yourself and see if you understand how to get it. So here we go. We're going to again go volume is equal to 1/3 area of the base times the height. What is my base this time? My base this time is a rectangle. So I'm going to take base times height, or length times width. I'm going to take 8 times 7 times the height of the entire pyramid, which is 6. Okay? So multiply that out. I'm honestly going to take 1/3 of 6, which is 2. I'm going to take 2 times 8 times 6 is 56. Okay? So I get 112. Now, what you could have done is just taken 8 times 7 times 6 and divide that by 3. And we get centimeters cubed. Okay? Oh, now we have a triangle for our base. So our base is going to be 1/2 base times height. So we have volume is equal to 1/3 times 1/2 times the area of my base. Sorry, the area of my base is what I'm writing in here. That's going to be base times height, because that's the base, and this is my height of my triangle. So I'm going to, can you see that? This is the base. This right here, in here, is the height. So I'm going to take 1/2 times 20 times 14. I'm going to take the height of the pyramid. So the height of the triangle, totally different than pyramid, has to go from what's called the apex, perpendicular to the base. So now, look at all that we get to multiply. 1040 times. I believe it's 700. I'm going to check my work now. So I'm going to take 20 times 14, divide it by 2, times 15, divided by 3. I still got 700. Okay? So 700 millimeters cubed. Okay. So look at this one. Oh, hey, look at what they did. They threw in a prism. They threw in a prism. So the volume of a prism is area of the base times the height. What is my base? My base is a triangle. It's this triangle right here. So 1/2 base times height. So I'm going to take 1/2 times the base. Now look, see how it's perpendicular? So one is the base and one is the height, and it doesn't matter which one is which. So times 4.2 times 6.5. And that is the area of my base times the height of my prism. The height of my prism right here is 2. Okay? Go! That's a 6.5. That will make a difference. You get 27.3. Now what I did is I noticed that 1/2 times 2, those are going to cancel each other out. So I just multiplied these two numbers. And that's feet cubed. But weren't they tricky? They threw a prism in there. Now we're back to a pyramid. So we're back to volume is equal to 1/3 area of the base times the height. The base this time is a what? That's right, that's a triangle. So that's 1/2 times, 1/3 for the pyramid, then 1/2 times, so here's my base, here's my height, so times 12 times 10 times the height of my pyramid. Do that on your calculator. I got 340. I'm going to check my work. Yep, 340. 240 feet cubed. So again, pause and do it on your own, or pause for all of these and just do it on your own. Okay, so again, they gave us a prism. It has two bases, so this is area of the base times the height. So my base is a triangle. Area of the base is going to be a triangle. So I'm going to take 1/2 times, now they did not show this. This is a flaw on this part. They should have shown that this is a right triangle. Oh, they did down there. It's just hard to see. That's a right triangle. So that means one of these is the base and one is the height, and it doesn't matter which one is which. Okay, and take that times the height of the prism, and we're just going to multiply that. And I got 1040. Seems a little high. Let's try that again. Nope. 1040. Okay, and that's inches cubed. Okay, oh, look at them being tricky. They put the pyramid on the side. Look at that. Okay, so if you ever have to do that, just turn your page sideways. So let's look at this. What is my base? That's a rectangle. Okay, so we're going to use it's a pyramid. So 1/3 area of the base times the height. Sorry, my paper won't move up. Okay, so that's going to be 1/3. My base, what is the shape of my base? That's right, your base is a rectangle. So if it's a rectangle, you're going to take length times width times the height of my pyramid. Go. Repeating sixes. So 53.7 inches cubed. Okay? So you just have to pay attention. What is the base? If it's a prism or if it's a pyramid, use that formula. So here's your homework on page 25. That's front and back. Okay? And the only thing I want to look at are these word problems, because I don't want you to get to these and go, what? I can't do these, because you can. Mama Rosa's soup is shipped in boxes with 12 cans to a box. Each can has a diameter of 3.5 and a height of 5 inches. Find the volume of 12 cans. So first we're going to find it for 1 can, then we're going to find it for 12. Okay, so what is this? Soup cans in a box. So we're going to believe, it says diameter, we don't even have to believe. So this is a cylinder. So area of the base times the height. And the base is a circle, so pi r squared h. Okay, find the area of that cylinder, so find that, and then you're going to have to multiply by 12. Okay, you finish that one. Okay, do that for your homework, or if you want to, stop right now and go and do it. Now watch, they gave you a diameter though. Think about what you need. So the gatepost, the top of the gatepost is the shape of a pyramid. So this one is a pyramid. That means I'm going to use 1/3 area of the base times height. The height is 5 inches and each side of the base is 7.4. So the height of the pyramid is 5. It's a square pyramid, and so it's saying that the base is all 7.4. So if you have a square pyramid, each one is 7.4, right? Okay, so find the volume of the wood needed to make the top of the post. So here is your base. Your height is 5 inches. You got this. Okay, plug that in. Good. So this is your homework. Please make sure you work on it. And if you have any questions, you know where to find us. Thank you so much. Have a great day.